Oh, must be Tuesday. It must be Tuesday. Look at him. You muted. We're in the building on a Tuesday. Welcome to Oh, and we're back at it again.
All right, we back at it once again. It's
There we
on. I
go.
think. There we go. All right, we proper. We back in the building. Um, left-handed in the house. That's Yada Bear Browski over there down at In Sports Talk. We're in the building live and direct. It's Tuesday night. You see what it is? First place Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I did this in honor of my man Mike Evans because I was talking junk all season long about Mike Evans, and he was not going to get over 1,000 yards. He officially stands right now at this moment at 1,020 yards. So salute to Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers all day. It looked dim and bleak for a minute there, but had a couple of nice joints. You know what I mean, doing this thing. So salute to Mike Evans and Baker Mayfield. So we back in the building at 6 and 7. It is what it is. First place is first place. You make up what it is. You know what I mean? Doing our thing, man. Just hope that we can hang on. We got a couple of tough games coming up. If we even thinking about, trying to make some kind of respectable run. You know what I mean? Because I feel it. Because you know how I do as a Bucks dude. You know what I mean? I tell it straight up. But right now, we in the mix. So I can't be mad at that. Yada Bear Browski's in the house. She's, the Philadelphia Eagles went through it. They've been going through it for, recently. But that's Browski over there. You know what I mean? 6 zeros in the house. Make sure you represent. You over there. What's up, Browski? What's good with you?
Hey, I'm sitting here chilling. A lot of people in the city, up in the uproar because we lost to the Cowboys. Yeah, the Cowboys, they beat us.
Sure did.
They bust our ass again. We've been playing like crap for the past couple of weeks. We lost 2 games that I didn't expect us to lose. I figured that we would go 3-2 during this run, but I thought we would win at least one of those NFC tough games and probably drop one of the AFC games. But it didn't work out that way. We 10-3. We still got 4 more games left in the season. If you look at our schedules between us, Dallas, and San Francisco, we got the easiest schedule. Only thing we have to do is just handle business, with the rest of these teams, and we probably most likely will still win this division. We'll still win the East. Now it's up to, if the 49ers are going to go down to I believe they play Baltimore. If they can come out of there with a win, then hey, they deserve that number 1 seed, because we're the one that let it slip out of our hands. It's crazy when you hear us talk about the Eagles and we're 10-3 and we still have beef with our offense. Our offensive coordinator this season, Brian Johnson, in his first season, has really been laying the egg. It's crazy. You can have the same plays, but not be creative with those plays. He runs a scripted offense. It doesn't matter what team is on the other side of the ball. I can call probably the first 10 plays of our offensive set, which is ridiculous. We don't do any type of motion on offense.
No imagination.
No, none at all. No creativity. So when we line up, what you see is what you want to get. And the difference between this season and last season is it was more creative calls thrown in the mix. A lot of disguises. And we use Jayden Hurts' running ability as a advantage against the defense, who wouldn't expect a quarter to be able to run like that. But this season, it's like he's relying on Jalen Hurts to run the ball and not run the ball without running backs at all. Our offensive line has been not playing up to par. Some guys been out, some guys been in, but it doesn't matter who's on that line. You know, they should still take care of their business, and it's been very sloppy. A lot of penalties. Um, it's just been bad. And then on the defensive side, I mean, it's the same thing I've been speaking all season. We have no linebackers. We didn't really think that losing Kazir White and TJ Edwards would hit this bad, and it has. The middle of the field is extremely wide open, and then
Mm-hmm.
that we let both of our starting um, safeties go last season was crazy. I know CJ, you know, um, agent was bugging, but to let Marcus Epps go, who was a starter, who was young, um, can really put a hit on people. He was good, and let him go. So we are suffering from our bad mistakes in the off season, and we just got button up. I mean, we got Seattle coming up. Um, that's a really particular. I can't really. It's a toss up game, truthfully, because they had two explosive guys in DK and Tyler Lockett. Our secondary has been terrible.
It looked like Tampa Bay secondary.
I mean, listen, we could be having the same set of guys out there. It's bad out there. So only thing I can look forward for is hopefully Nick Sirianni, either take over play calling roles, which he already announced that he's not. He's going to stick with Brian Johnson, which really irritates me because it's like blind loyalty. Just because this guy been working with you for X amount of years doesn't mean that the current position that he's in, he's right for. It. Everybody's not meant to be a head coach. Everybody's not meant to be an offensive coordinator. Maybe you are a great quarterback coach. And it's showing that he's not a really good offensive coordinator. So hopefully, some
Yo,
changes be made. It's crazy.
yo, like y'all, like I said, man, we talk behind the scenes. All right, down in sports talk in the building, 6 zeros in the house with us. Make sure you join the community. Um, we talk, and this is what I think about it. I feel like y'all are really right where y'all supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? And at 10-3, is still in control of your own fate. Like
Yeah.
you went out right while they have to bang out. You went out while they got to bang out. Dallas got to go on the
Mm-hmm.
road to play Buffalo and Miami, right? And then they got to play Detroit, right? And then I think they close out with the Giants or something. But I
They
think
close out with the Commanders. Yeah.
okay, so I think that y'all have a distinct advantage. Only thing y'all got to worry about is making sure y'all can get one up on San Francisco because
Mm-hmm.
a same record finish does y'all no good with San Francisco.
No, I
It
don't.
does you no good. So that's your thing. But enough about that. We in the building. Mike Evans with his 1,000 yards in the building, representing down in sports talk in the house. My Tampa Bay Buccaneers in first place. It's a wonderful feeling saying after week 14, my Bucks are in first place. I wouldn't give a damn if it was 6-9, 8-13, 11-20. Look, we
Right.
we in first place, kid. You know what I mean? And again, winning a game on the road like that, a game that in recent years, or earlier this season, might have been lost. I mean, Baker Mayfield 14-29 for 144 yards. The touchdown with 31 seconds to play. Rashad White even showing, he came and showed some form. Again, I think that it goes back to the secondary, Browski. Atlanta was driving and they were three
Mm-hmm.
yards short. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
again, it's always a Batman episode with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's the episode of Batman. You don't know what's going to happen until the end. The defense. I always ride my defense. Hard body karate, man. And The defense came up big in the first half. Carlton Davis got an interception. Okay. And I think Antoine Winfield had a nice hit on the Falcons quarterback Desmond Ritter and caused him to fumble. So I'm thinking that, all right, we're doing what we need to do right now. Again, I'm not worried about Winfield being the second defensive back to have 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries in a single season. You're 6-7, son.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So again, I feel like, but respect due, because Brian Dawkins had those type of numbers in 2002 or something like that. So, you know what I mean? It ain't all hate the Eagles and all that. I'm acknowledged that when knowledge is, respected and all that. But anyway, Tampa Bay, man, 6-7, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Are we gonna end up in Vegas? Yeah, we're gonna buy some tickets. Every team is yeah, I'm keeping it a green. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm not,
we're gonna buy some tickets.
Our dreams and champagne wishes and all of that. It is what it is. I'm happy that we're 6-7. I'm happy that we're in first place. And I said at the end of the year, I said, yo, Bowski, I said, look, it's looking like 7-10, 8-9. And Bowski over there, she was like, yo, nah, don't say it like that. And here we are. 6-7.
6-7.
Right, absolutely. And happy as I want to be. Right? You know what I'm saying? Happy as I want to be. What else? Oh, the homie Danny DeVito. I'm sorry. My bad, Giants fans. I'm sorry. Blame Bowski for that.
Oh, Danny DeVito.
Tommy DeVito, yo. I watched the game last night. Yeah, absolutely. It's a spicy meatball. You know what I mean? Tommy DeVito, he did his numbers. And again, I think that he looks relaxed and poised back there. You know what I mean? I'm not casting him in no light or nothing like that, because the quarterbacks who win and are successful, they just do it. You know what I mean? They're consistent with it. You know what I mean? You might not even hear about them in the mix, but you know quarterbacks that consistently win. And we're not even nowhere near where we're going to judge or we're going to be critical of his game, because the sample size is way too small. All we know is right now that when it comes to New York, it's always a dude that comes out of nowhere, undrafted, unwanted. You know what I mean? I remember a few years back at Madison Square Garden when Carmelo Anthony was hurt. It was a dude that came through and, took the city by storm for a minute, and everybody went crazy. You know what I mean? Linsanity and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean? And so now I'm thinking, Tommy DeVito is a great story. You know what I mean? He came through last night. I watched it. He came through. You know what I mean? So again, the Giants are doing what they need to do, and it shows who is fake and who is trying to be real this late in the season. And I gotta respect Tommy DeVito for being the guy that comes in and they don't have to worry. You know what I mean? Just make your play, make the next play. You know what I mean? Because now they were talking about how Saquon's fumble, you know what I mean, might have ruined it. So they didn't have to worry about that with the way that Tommy DeVito was playing. Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah.
Crying. He was a man possessed on that sideline. But what's crazy, for Kadarius Toney get called for the offensive offsides. I mean, that has
not to cut the wisdom. Hold that thought, Browski. Kadarius Toney is a weirdo. How he tried to disrespect the Giants. All right, got him a little Super Bowl, you know what I mean? And now he's Mr. Butterfingers. And again, at the end of the day, I think they had 20 drop passes this year. How many of them belong to Kadarius Toney? And go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Finish your thought.
I mean, I would probably say half of them was his alone.
Yeah.
But with that call has been called 11 times this season. So if you're watching these games and you've seen this call being called consistently, you know that they are now focusing on it. And Kadarius Toney, you've been in the league long enough to know, hey, you can check with the ref to make sure, yo, am I lined up
But
right?
the referee was like, it was egregious. We don't even need to check. You knew he was offside.
If he was any closer,
That's what the referee was saying. The referee was like, "Oh, he know he offside. If you're looking down the line, you looking down the line, and you're parallel with the foot. You offside. Step back.
You know you offside.
You know you offside.
So like
I can't call it.
Yeah, for them to flip out like that, like that's the
Yeah,
reason why
it was wild.
To pinpoint as that's the reason is crazy. The reason because your man dropped like 4 passes that in that game, bro.
Right.
It was.
And another reason is you're gonna have to pack a bag when the playoffs come. That's another reason.
Yeah. So now you're on the road. So now you're in unfamiliar territory, and you're crying about it because now you got to play playoff games on the road now.
And where is what's her name at? I'm not even gonna say it. What's her name?
Oh, the chick.
Yeah, where is she at?
Who knows?
She done quit. She done quit. Oh boy, what happened?
They probably gonna tell her to stay away now. They're probably gonna tell her to stay away. Hopefully,
quit him.
Hopefully she wasn't.
Yo, but hey man, listen, we're in the building, man. Down at Sports Talk, man. Rocking out Tuesday night. Myself, left-handed. Get at me at RM Des on Twitter. And you got my partner, like Cody, right there. You got the Bears in the house. Make sure you check out with her 6-0 Star Report, all that. What's up?
Where's Win Walker? You know, it's so funny that
I don't know
that when the Steelers lose, he's nowhere to be found. You know, again, losing to a 2-10 team. What business do you have losing to a 2-10 team?
He out Christmas shopping. Be at the store, Christmas shopping.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Anytime the Steelers lose 2-10, like you got Bailey.
Hey man, you know, and that's the thing. And that's the thing over here. I mean, you got to take the good with the bad when it comes to your squads. If your squad is winning, that's love. You know what I mean? But if your squad's getting stomped out, you know what I mean, or you lose in a bad way, then you should be able to come and lift your head up high and say, I still rock with my squad, even though we blew one. You know what I mean? Exactly. I have respect for that, man. Can't just see when, you know what I mean, when it's all good, it's shine time, baby. Word up.
2-10 team ain't working it. And I keep saying it. I gotta keep saying it. It's time for Tomlin to go. I feel like it's time for him to go.
Mike Evans, 1,020 yards. Thank you very much.
Look at this guy right here. Get out of here. But I feel like it's time for Tomlin to go. It's his message is laying on deaf ears. You got a guy, Mitchell Trubisky, who's garbage there, but you also got Mason Rudolph still on your roster. They've been in the same system for like what 8 years now, 8 to 10 years. So how terrible is Mason Rudolph that he can't get in the game over Mitchell Trubisky, who's garbage? It's
you
bad.
know, like they always say. We say it every week on here. If you got 2 quarterbacks, you ain't got no quarterbacks.
You got no quarterbacks.
And they got 3 quarterbacks. And you know what that means.
They got negative 1 quarterback.
You know what that means. Listen, man, we're in the building live and direct. Look at the Vikings and the Raiders, man.
That game was pitiful. I don't know.
What type of
embarrassment?
What do you say? What do you say to a 3-0 game? And the score didn't come to the end, right?
Yeah, in the game.
All right, we mentioned it. Now we move on. You know what I'm saying? What else? What other game you want to talk about besides? Go ahead.
We could talk about Houston and the Jets. You know, CJ went out with a concussion.
Yeah, he hit his head on that. Yeah, I saw that. That looked crazy.
It was crazy. So seeing him go down, and and then they're bringing in Davis Mills, and it was complete chaos. He couldn't move the ball at all. They also lost another receiver too. What's the other kid name? Uh, Nico. Was it Nico?
Oh,
One of their,
the running back rule. Yeah.
yeah, he went out too. I believe they said he got season-ending injury, along with Tank Bell. So
Mm.
it's not looking too good in Houston right now. They
Yeah.
they were balling,
Life is coming at them fast.
coming at them real fast. But I still say that they're ahead of schedule. Nobody thought they'd be 7-6. You know, Nobody think they're gonna win 7 games. They thought that CJ was gonna go out there looking like Bryce Young, and
And we're
again,
gonna put
Bryce Young
some
out there
respect
running for his life.
on Joe Flacco's name.
Oh, definitely put some respect on old man Flacco name. Joe
Watch your
Flacco
mouth.
looking
Watch your
like,
mouth now. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
listen. Joe Flacco went out there looking like Joe Flacco in Baltimore. you know,
Right. Right.
he looked like
Right.
Joe Flacco in that Baltimore Ravens uniform out there slinging the rock, and I gotta say this. He ran the offense better than Deshaun Watson.
I
I
was
ain't
good.
never seen
Getting ready,
nothing like
I
this.
was getting ready to say that. He looked more
Yeah,
smooth back there than Deshaun Watson.
yeah. The offense flowed perfectly. It wasn't
And
no
that's what I was saying earlier.
bump
When you get a
out.
guy who knows what to do, you know what I mean, and
Yeah,
don't let see him get flustered. He's going to have his moments where he throws a pick or whatever the case may be. But
Flacco.
to play against that type of defense when you're not expected to really do much, everything that he was hitting was on point. You know what I mean? Running the team, he wasn't managing the game. He was running the team and doing his numbers. So again,
Yeah.
salute to Joe Flacco. You know what I mean? The OG still got it. You know what I mean? And being with a team that can win games like that puts you in the spirit. Now, if Joe Flacco is with the Jets or some other team like
Mm-hmm.
that, where oh my God, here we go. You know what I mean? But the Cleveland Browns, man, bringing Joe Flacco back to life, and now they they're in the mix.
Bringing him back to life with just about a complete team they have over there. They got a good running game. You got Amari Cooper out there. You got a good tight end. You got a good defense behind you. What more could Joe Flacco could ask for? And now that makes me think of another team in the Jets on why didn't you guys call Joe Flacco? He once wore a Jets uniform also. And you got weapons. You got a running game. You could have, as terrible as Zach Wilson has been for you guys, and they clearly had said it themselves. They got Broadway Joe on national TV
Talking
telling
greasy.
everybody how terrible his team is.
Talking greasy.
You bench
That's
him,
right.
right? No. Then you bench him and made and announced on national TV again that he's not the backup, but he's the third quarterback. Like you went on TV again to embarrass this man once again
To hurt
to
this
say,
man's feelings.
yeah, they said no, he's not going to be the backup. He's the third string. And then when that plan blew up in your face, y'all went back to him and said, we're thinking about bringing Zach back to QB1. And then when he, out of his camp is saying like, oh, well, I don't know, maybe Zach don't want to play. And I'm like, well, how I can't blame him for, questioning their
Yes,
motives
you
of bringing him
can.
back up.
Yes, you can.
What blame?
Zach Wilson needs as much time out there on the field as possible. If
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah, no, but what I'm saying is I didn't blame Zach to like to think about this. Like, whoa, do I want to go out there and play with these guys after they have embarrassed me numerous times in national TV about how terrible I am? Now you crawling back to me, and then when I come back, I show out and I put 30 points on the board. He put 30 points on the board
listen,
against
if
Zach.
that's the battery you need in your back, then so be it. Because the last time I checked, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, last time I checked, you came in the game after and on the Jets' offensive play number 5 of the season, right? And you did what you did, and you won a game, and you made it out alive. And then everything reverted back to normal. Now, they're asking you, why are they asking you? They're paying you. They're supposed to tell you what it is.
Yeah.
But for you to come back to the face and say, I don't think I want to play. Why?
Because
who was you?
They hurt my feelings. They hurt my feelings.
Yo, you know what? Yeah, your feelings are right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
They hurt my feelings.
Word up.
They hurt my feelings. But and another game. I mean, San Francisco, Seattle game got a little chippy.
Seattle, yeah. You know, and I kind of don't trust the 49ers either, yo. I kind of think they're gonna slip up too. That's the way the season's been going. The teams that you expect to really, you know, pop out, make some noise, and separate themselves, they kind of like they slip up. Like a Detroit. What are they ready? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like the Bears. I mean, they had Justin Fields had them guys looking crazy on the defensive side. You know, DJ Moore had a pretty decent game. And I mean, Jared Goff went back to being Jared Goff. The picks, fumbles, the holding the ball, the underthrown, overthrown balls, you know, terrible decision making. He's looking like the Jared Goff of the Rams days, you know, when they were still in St. Louis. But that's where Jared Goff going to get you. You know, he's always been this kind of shifty guy. You know, when he's up, but when he's down, he's terrible.
Yeah,
you know?
it's terrible, man.
And when he's average, it's bad. You know, even like average even look bad, but when he's up, you guys are flying high. But when that coin flipped to the other side, oh God,
it's ugly.
It's very ugly out there for the Lions, you know. But they'll still win their division, and we'll still see them in the playoffs. With hopefully Flacco, Jared Goff will show up. I can't go off by not saying this. Who is this Jake Bradley guy from the Bengals? Was it Brownie? The quarterback. He's balling out. He looks like
Cincinnati.
Yeah, he looks like what you calling out there. Isn't it Jake Browning? Yeah. I think it's Brown.
Remember a few years back, when he was playing for Washington, and I think he was playing for Washington in college, and I think it was a bowl game. He ran it in for a touchdown. He was pointing at the guy. That's Jake Browning. It's a picture. Yeah, when you Google his picture, whatever, you'll see that picture. He's pointing at the guy. That's him, Jake Browning. But I mean, again,
he out there balling.
Yeah, he out there. He out there doing his best. Tommy DeVito.
You know what I'm saying? The second coming of Joe Burrow out there. I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So again, at the end of the day, all these high-priced quarterbacks, you know what I mean? They're on the injured reserve list. They all broke up. They don't know what's going on. Then you got these guys that make minimum wage or whatever the case, live down the street from the stadium and sleep in their mom's house or whatever, coming out here killing it.
It's killing it, man, and it's crazy because.
Let me talk about the Miami Dolphins real quick. Shout out to my man VVS Verbal, right? My man Salik, or you know what I mean? My man Darryl Johnson, the big homie. I know y'all went to sleep tired and mad. Y'all stayed up and watched Will Levis the Butthead right?
Oh man, we
Will
had
leave
like
us the butthead.
we had two
Bring
game
Tennessee,
winning
yeah,
strikes
bring
in the
Tennessee
game.
downfield and beat the Miami Dolphins in Miami. Tua Tagovailoa. Whew.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Now I'm not going to say it again. Tua, right? He slips and falls. You know what I mean? And Miami's drive is over. In a game that Miami should have, could have, and definitely
And
expected
needed
to
to win.
win to keep pace.
Mhm.
Needed to win that game. You know what I
They
mean?
needed to win that game.
I think if if Miami would have won that game, we'd be looking differently at them right now. Tyreek got hurt. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it is what it is, and it's turned into a race. Baltimore 10-3. They got the number one seed right now.
Yep.
Are they going to finish with? Is Baltimore going to finish 14-3? I don't think so.
We don't know. We don't
You know
know.
what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't. I
So
don't. I don't think Baltimore's going to finish 14-3. So that says to those other teams that somebody needs to knock them off. But again, at the end of the day, Jacksonville got 5 losses. Kansas City's got 5 losses. You know what I mean? Buffalo's got 6 losses. Miami's got 4. They're going to end up with 5 or 6. So
yep.
you know what I mean?
Cleveland got 5 losses.
Yep.
Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Houston, Indy,
Windwalker,
Denver.
wherever you are.
And who would have
Yeah.
thought? And who would have thought how the Broncos year started off that they would be 7-6 and in the mix of the playoffs? They right behind
Now,
the Chiefs.
if Paul Hackett would have still been the coach, he wouldn't be the coach.
Nathaniel Hackett. Nah. Yeah, Nathaniel Hackett. Nah, this wouldn't have been happening. We've been talking
Yeah.
about how terrible Russell Wilson is. Now we're saying, oh, Russell kind of looks like Russell of Seattle. Whatever Sean Payton's doing now clicks in, and now the Denver offense look like a offense. They look good out there. Jerry Judy, Courtney Sutton, Javonte Williams, they look good out there.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Mims, they look good.
Right.
They balling. So gotta be on the lookout for them guys.
No doubt. We in the building down at In Sports Talk, y'all. Tuesday night. It must be. So you know what it is. Yada Bears in the house. Left handed in the house. The Lakers got an in-season tournament chip. Hey, salute.
They got money.
They got in-season tournament. Yeah, that's what it's about.
They got money.
You know what I mean? It then turned to from must be the music to must be the money. You know what I'm saying? And the Lakers, they went for it and they got it. I mean, at the end of the day, they're gonna get a championship banner out the deal. They got $500,000 a piece out the deal. And I think that when you talk about them, and now they want to, kind of thinking about making the winner of the in-season tournament, an automatic postseason, an automatic playoff spot. I think that's crazy.
I think that's super wild, and I hope it doesn't happen. Because now that right there, that ruins
Talk about
the NBA.
tanking. Talk about tanking.
That ruins the NBA. Right there, that ruins the NBA. Because you telling me that, let's say, all right, let's say this year, the Lakers win the championship, right? Something happened. They're terrible. They're god awful. They're in last place.
Somebody get hurt, right?
Yeah, someone gets hurt. The season's in the toilet. They're on like last place, second to last. But because they won the tournament, they get a automatic bid. Like this is the NCAA tournament. Like they get an automatic bid into the playoffs. So that a team that's been playing great all season goes on a run and finally make a push to the playoffs. But there's no more spots because the Lakers, who are terrible, was going to be an easy out, is now in that spot. That's
Is
it.
it
That
the
was my
playoff or
whole.
is it the play in? Do they get an automatic spot to the play in?
I'm tired of that too. I'm tired of the playing game also, because I gotta watch 6 extra games before the playoffs even start.
Said Browski. I watch 6 extra games.
Against teams that was trash. You telling me that I gotta watch 6 games of teams that won like 34 to 40 games, which automatically eliminates you from the playoffs? But I gotta watch
You mean to tell me you would watch the Charlotte Hornets?
in the Detroit Pistons.
Right. I didn't say that. Browski did. Mm-hmm.
Like I want to see that, and then I gotta see them again because they won the first game and now they gotta play the second game. Like, no, I just want the playoffs to start. I just want the best teams in there, and that's it. Like, I shouldn't have to see 6 extra games that I didn't ask for. If you want to do another tournament for bad teams, you can have my idea. Have a tournament for the draft order. I'm tired of the ping pongs because we know
That
the ping pongs
that
are
idea
good.
that idea actually sounds more feasible and credible than a playoff
Yes,
spot.
yes. Like, I would
You know
rather
what I
have
mean?
that going
Because
on.
if you win the in season tournament and you get the number 1 draft pick, that's gold in your hand.
Yeah. Yes.
Now you have a bargaining chip.
And
You know what I mean? Now they're gonna be coming at you, especially if the draft is, you know what I mean? If the
yeah,
draft is heavy,
and
you won the in season tournament, got the first automatic pick, so it's no mystery now. We know where the first pick
we
is
know
going.
we got the first pick. Yeah.
Right.
But not only that, it also allows a chance for a young superstar in the league can go to a playoff ready team, can go to a good team instead of one of these teams that's always been bad. I would like to see a Cade Cunningham, maybe on the Celtics or the Bucks or the Heat or LA, somewhere like that. You know, he's a great talent, but because he's on a bad team, we're not going to see that talent like that. And his talent could, he could get to his potential there, and then it's gone. You only got X amount of time in the league. So we got the if the champion of the NCAA tournament happens to be a good team that can make a run for the playoffs, then yes, let them have that number 1 pick, or or trade the number 1 pick. I don't know. It's just I'm just tired of these different new scenarios the NBA like to throw at us. We had the play-in game. That was cool when it was COVID and it wasn't a lot of sports happening. But then to keep it going,
LeBron said. Remember, LeBron said it wasn't cool. Remember, until he had to
oh my
deal with
God,
it. Remember?
oh, he hated it. He
Right.
hated it
LeBron said it wasn't
until that was his only choice.
Right.
He hated it until it was his only choice. Now we gotta keep it in here. The fans got used to it. The players got used to it. No,
the fans enjoy it.
Yeah,
Come on, man, knock it off.
You need it. You need it.
Mm-hmm.
And now they bring in this in-season tournament. Now, hey, LeBron finally did something else that Michael never did. He never won the first ever NBA in-season tournament. And
with a banner, though, Browski.
Tournament.
A banner, though, Browski.
Listen, at least they're not getting rings, okay? I'm still messed up over the fact that
don't put that in the atmosphere. That might be next.
Saying, I'm still confused at the fact that the Phillies got NL CS championship rings. Like, you didn't win the World Series. Why are you getting rings? Like, I thought you just get the trophy for winning, the conference, and then that's it. Unless you win the World Series. So at least the NBA not doing that. A banner, whatever. They're just gonna hang up there, whatever.
That's funny.
Yeah.
A banner is funny. That's like, what did you really accomplish? You made 500 large. That's dope. You made $500,000. That's the main. That's the incentive right there. You wasn't worried about no banner. You wasn't worried about none of that. You wasn't worried about the 500 large and how LeBron was going to get you there. That's it.
Look, you already know how I feel.
So now that's done. So now you get back to the real life of dealing with the Western Conference, right?
Yeah. And right now,
now you got to deal with real life now. Real life.
Yeah. Now it's like now
the only thing you got to do.
We can get back to basketball.
Right.
We only played 20 games. The NBA started in October. Right. It's almost Christmas. It's almost the middle of December, and we only played 20 total NBA games. Well, 21 now. It's ridiculous. So that's telling me that within the next couple of months, it's going to be 1 million back-to-back games. So which means that we're going to see a lot of people sitting out. Load management, oh, my ankle hurt, or I'm sick, to try to rest up because there's going to be so many back-to-back games to try.
What you mean I can't take the night off? We're going to Memphis, man. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Y'all can count me out of this, boss. You know what I mean?
So I'm just, man. This season just
long as hey, Bowski, long as they make their 65, right?
Oh, as long as they make the 6. Listen, if you can give me the 65, you're good. You can get all the accolades.
Yeah.
Speaking of more basketball, have you seen the reports coming out of New Orleans about a certain player that can't push away from the table?
Oh, Zion. Yeah. That's the least of his worries. At least he have to deal with what he was dealing with earlier. Lord have mercy. But we knew that. We knew that. We said that when he got drafted. He's going to the wrong place to try to get his body right. He's going to eat all them baguettes and all that seafood, the gumbo, and etouffee. You know what I mean? So we do that.
Yo, it's crazy that this is not the first time in his NBA career that they told this man that he's fat.
Right. Basically, look, man. Look,
yeah. It's crazy. But what's even crazy is that you would think during the season that people would continue to lose weight because now you're playing, every other game, every other day. You run up and down the court. Like the beginning of the season, he looked great. He was all buff. I was like, oh wow, look at Zion. But I have seen progressively during those 20 games that
blubberish.
Zion is getting fatter.
He get blubberish.
I'm like, Zion is getting a little plump there. He's starting to look like regular Zion.
He said he's getting a little plump.
He's getting a little plump there. That baby fat was coming back. And I'm like, that's crazy. And then the report right back out.
He's growing baby fat, but you said, Lord have mercy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're in the building. Zion he's a bit. But I think that, New Orleans, man, I think there was their record like 18-11 or something like that. I think that New Orleans could be a good squad if they wanted to be. You know what I mean? If they wanted to be, they'd be a beast. But again, until you really want it, you know what I mean? The Western Conference is right there. It's staring down at you. You know what I'm saying? So what you going to do with it? Yeah, absolutely. So New Orleans, if you're going to make some kind of noise, you know what I mean? You got to, push your man away from the table, man. Then, fourths and fifths, they going to make it, man. You can't be doing it having fourths and fifths.
No quarter, boy.
Right. Word up. Yo, this is down in Sports Talk, man. It's Tuesday night. We just kicking it, me and myself and my co-D Yada Bear in the building. Make sure you get out of over at 6 Zeros. Speaking of 6 Zeros, man, make sure you check out the community. Get over there, get your voice heard. 6zeros.net down in Sports Talk is definitely over there. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you check out this one over here, Yada Bear. She's definitely in the mix down in Sports Talk. I kind of wanted to get your opinion on this, you know what I mean, and see what you thought in regards to Devin Haney, because I got some thoughts about where he's at and what I thought about him at first. I kind of like, I never really talked about Devin Haney a lot. You know what I mean? I said, well, the situation he had with Shakur, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Even before that, when he fought Kambosos twice, he looked good the first time. He beat Kambosos up. Then he went back over there and beat him again. So I said, okay, you know what I mean? Put him in that, put him in that in that category, those elite dudes, right? Because we already saw Tank. You know what I mean? We kind of saw Shakur, whatever. So the other dudes are eliminating themselves. Kambosos out of here. He had lost twice to Devin Haney. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Then you got these other dudes. Here comes Regis. Like, okay, Regis Progress. I hope I said his name right. He talked a lot of smack. You know what I mean? And I blame that. And I said, like I told you behind the scenes, me and Browski talk behind the scenes. I said, I blame that on these divisions. I mean, these corporations, these WBCs, WBAs, WBOs, IBFs. There's too many of them. It dilutes the product. When you have one champion, there was one champion. It was the best knocking off the best every night. Whoop-de-whoop. Now you got these dudes that just because they had one nice night, they made a lot of money. They're on social media. People following them. Now they deserve a belt or a shot at the belt. And then when they get stomped out, it's always some awesome excuse. We've seen it. And I'm going to say this like this. I put Regis Progress in that bag. Right? Devin Haney, he pitched a shutout. That's how you pitch a shutout in boxing.
Yo, it was...
The skill level was different. This dude didn't even want to defend himself after all that garbage that he was talking.
Yo, Lev, I when I was watching, I said they should stop the fight. Like round like the 6th, 7th round, I'm looking like they need to stop this fight because I'm like he's not protecting himself. I'm like he's gonna mess around. And
not at all. He was getting punched on. He was getting punched on, yo.
He was a punching bag out there. He was a walking
absolutely bag. So now am I a believer in Devin Haney right now? I'm like, I guess.
Oh no,
you know what I mean?
I
guess until he gets into the ring with with one of the other cats, then we will see what it is. Because to me, he's still third. I mean, he's a nice third behind Tank and Shakur. I don't think he can do nothing with him.
Yeah, I can't call it because looking at his performance versus Lomo to this fight, it's like Lomo would have knocked Regis out.
Lomo would have got him out of there. Regis is a non-factor. Yep, Regis played himself out the game. Go ahead.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now we see what Haney did to Regis. But then I'm looking like, well, what did Lomo did to Haney? It's like the skill level, between these two guys are nowhere close. So I'm like, I still got questions about Haney, because to me, I feel like Lomo beat Haney, but he just didn't knock him out.
You're not the only one that feel that way. I felt like he beat Haney too.
He just didn't get the win because you can't beat the champion on paper unless it's like how Haney did to Regis. With Lomo had to get a knockdown and he couldn't get one. But Regis looked like it looked like somebody just said, "Hey, you want to be champion? Here, you be the champion of this weight division because nobody else wants it. Nobody else wants it." And I think Haney and Haney's dad and the rest of their team, they knew that Regis was a paper champ. And they knew that they could easily move up.
Yeah, there you go.
And grab them. he knew that he was an
He
easy mark.
Regis Regis Prograis. He fought like Regis Philbin. Like I feel like you know what I mean. Like this dude, he just went there talking about Sean Alexander. Just going
Yeah,
in there
why
and
are
get your
we?
money and get out and go home.
No, I said, why you talking about Joy Alexander?
Yeah, Sean Alexander, man. Once he got his money, he started running out of bounds. He started he started he
He started sliding. You're a
started,
running
he
back and
started
you're
running out of
sliding. He's sliding.
down. Come on, yo. Sean Alexander used to be nice. Then
Yeah.
he got his money, and then the game changed. But yeah, man, I feel like when you talk about cats like Devin Haney, where's he at, and what's next on the radar for him? I mean, he's fought the other dudes. Now he needs to step into the ring and get on some real super fight type situation because none of those fights were super fights. They were big fights for the moment, but they wasn't super fights. So he deserves one. So who's next for him?
I mean, now that he's up to 140, is he gonna go back down? Because I can't see Tank going to 140. I feel like that's a little too much. I don't think he ever fought at that much weight on him. You know. So are they going? Is he gonna go back down? Or could they do like a catch weight? But I don't like catch weight fights because
That's what it probably end up being a catch weight.
yeah. But I don't like a catch weight fight because neither fighters are at their best. You know, one got
And
to
then you know
gain
what
weight,
else?
one
You know
got to
what
lose
else?
weight.
The catch weight thing, and then they're gonna try to negotiate. You know how Tank move. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh,
So
dehydration.
again, that's why I don't know. Negotiating the catch weight would be the most prudent thing to do because again, they want to make the fight. So if
Mm-hmm.
they got to make the fight at a catch weight, then make the fight at a catch weight and do it like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Make the winner he dictate the term of the second fight.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know if there's gonna be a second fight with them two because it's like
Right.
I don't
So and then
understand.
it keeps the negotiations going on. It keeps everybody on the edge of their seat. That's why boxing is like a big scam, and that's why they have to dilute the product. And
Yep.
you have these guys that fight each other that they could sell the fight. You know what I mean? And then they look good in other fights, but when they step up against stepped up competition, you know what I mean? Then now they look inferior. So now you got to go back to the end of the line. I mean, way back at the end of the line.
Way back. I mean, way back. But if we, well then, but then, what are we doing with Shakur then? So it's like
All right, listen. I think Shakur will beat Devin Haney.
I believe it.
And that would be my response to that. So, however Shakur looked against De Los Santos, that's how he looked. You know what I mean? Um, I think he could have put a little bit. Was he hurt? I'm gonna give Shakur Stevenson the benefit of the doubt, Kim. I'm
It
gonna give him the
said that
benefit
his
of the doubt. Was
hand.
he hurt?
It
Huh?
says they said his hand was hurt. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
So
I got to give Shakur the benefit of the doubt, man. So again, if that's going to be the cloud of his situation right now, then I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he won the fight. He did what he needed to do. Nobody got mad at Floyd when he was doing it. When he was ducking and running and doing all of this. And that's exactly what he did. And maybe he was
yeah,
hurt. Who knows? You
maybe.
know what I'm saying? But I'm still putting Shakur Stevenson in that mix of those elite dudes. But I mean, as far as Devin Haney, who and I don't want to see Devin Haney fight Ryan Garcia. Get out of here.
I know that's a
I don't
terrible
want
fight.
let the two clowns, let Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero talk junk to each other for 6 weeks, and then let them fight each other. Let them get that out the way and get each other out the way and do what they do. But again, at the end of the day, man, I don't know. I think that
I
Devin
mean,
Haney, he can pick his spot, but he's got to be careful in what he does.
listen,
I'm just yeah.
listen. He look. He's in the 140 division right now. I mean, you got names. You got Teofimo. You got the guy.
That could be something. Yep.
You got the guy. Alberto. When they Pueblo. He's a WBA champ. And then you got the other guy, Mattis. Mattis. He's the IBF champ at 140. So the only name that really stick out is Teofimo Lopez. That's the fight right there. If you want to stay in 140,
Yeah, that's the fight.
you know,
That's the fight. And
with all the
Teofimo
guys,
Lopez, yeah, he needs to stop. You know, he get ready to turn into Danny Garcia.
he about
He
to
need
turn
to
to
come
Danny
out of
Garcia.
he about to. Yup, he got to come out the witness protection program.
Yeah,
Okay?
and
It's
then
been a minute, and again, you know, when that bread start running low, it's time to get back in the ring and do
trying
what
to
you
get back in
do.
there, right,
But
bro.
again, huh?
I said, yeah, that bread get low. Time to get back in that ring.
Yeah, when that bread get low, you got to get back in the ring, bro. And again, Teofimo Lopez, you're a champion, so you're supposed to represent your belt and defend your belt. You know what I mean?
That's facts.
Um, you know,
Now the
Devin
one
Haney.
thing that
And again, like you said, junior welterweight, that'd be the fight to make.
that's the only fight that really made that's a big
I mean,
ticket.
Gabriel Mateus is nice, but I mean, who you know, you going to pay $79.99 to see him fight him? No,
No,
not.
you're not. Yeah, that's why I'm like Teofimo. That's your big ticket. That's your money fight at the 140 weight. Now we go back down to the 135 weight. He had to vacate those other belts. So the WBO, the IBF, and the WBA they all vacated. Shakur got the WBC. So
Mm-hmm.
the 135, I think that weight class is about to start really get popping because now you got no champion. So we can get the Tank and Lomo fight or secure and Tank or Tank and Lomo or Shakur and Lomo. Like those fights
And
now
see,
can be made. You got a belt.
mm-hmm.
You got 3 belts that's vacant.
Right. I mean, and I think that was my point. That was the point going into it. It's I guess that's the good thing about it, where
Yeah.
these guys kind of eliminate each other and for these belts because you know you never know what could happen. But I think, like you said, at 135, it's wide open. You know what I
At
mean?
one
Lightweight
point, yeah,
division
that
is wide open,
135
and the only one that has
wide
a belt
open.
is Shakur. Yep, it's wide open.
Yeah.
Word up.
So hopefully we'll see some fights made in the future. Like I know Tank, got out of jail. You know, maybe we can get a tune up fight somewhere soon for Tank, and then start getting busy and getting these belts back.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Down in Sports Up, man. We in the building, man. Yada Bear is in the house. Left handed is in the house. You in the house with us. We appreciate you. This is
We
the
all
part of the
know.
show where we get down on it. You know what I mean? Yada Bear, what you want to get down on this week before we get up out of here?
Oh man, what do I want to get down on it? Let's get down on the Colorado Buffaloes.
Uh-oh.
These guys have gotten some major signing, on the offensive line end. They had the kid, who was a 5-star recruit that he announced his commitment. What's his name? See, I just seen it. I can't think of his name. But they got a couple transfer guys coming in. Um, so he is getting the bodies that he said that he was looking to get. And I just need people to put some respect on Coach Brian's name and give him some time. It's like we have, unrealistic expectation for him. This is his first season here. The team is moving to a whole new conference. He basically had to build a team from the transfer portal um by hand, and got thrown into this conference. And he actually succeeded above anybody's expectations. So we see that the recruitment is working. He is getting those big bodies in, and I can expect more, to come. I can't wait to see who he gets on the defensive end. We see that next season Warren Sapp will officially be on his coaching roster.
Oh, man.
Don't be mad at Warren. Don't be mad at Warren, but he will officially be on their coaching roster. And also I want to get down on. I gotta say congratulations to Caitlin Clark. You know,
Yeah.
3,000 points.
Salute.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Right. It
First
is.
Division One player, men or women, to score 3,000 points. She got 750 rebounds and 750 assists. That's crazy. So you gotta respect her game. You might not, be a fan of her or or anything like that, but you gotta definitely respect her game. And
I bet you
you got
she. I bet you she don't get. I bet you she don't get cut in the WNBA training camp.
if you think look, think it this way.
Uh huh.
Indiana got Aaliyah Boston. Guess who's gonna have the number one pick?
Indiana.
Indiana. So we're gonna have Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston on the same squad. Mm,
Mm.
mm.
We shall see. Um, what I want to get down on is a couple of things. First, I want to get down on these fickle fans. Like, have some faith in your team, or don't. Right? It's your opinion, but your opinion is based in your opinion, and if that makes sense, it should. Because people whose opinions based in fact sit back and watch you with your opinion based opinions, and then you disappear when your opinion based opinions don't work out. So for me, it's kind of bugged out to see somebody who is waving the flag and they all down with the team and this and that, the third, as long as they riding that 12-game winning streak. Soon as those dog days come and they lost 3 or 4 in a row, you don't hear from them. They on a sabbatical somewhere. They quiet. They went on a cruise or something. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? But that, I'm kind of down on that. I wanted to get down on that. And I wanted to get down on the New York Yankees.
I knew it.
I listen. I'm not. Listen. Juan Soto, beautiful. We talked about it last year. We talked about it about 16, 18 months ago. Wouldn't it be nice to have Juan Soto when he was with the Nationals? When he was getting the World Series with Washington.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking about wouldn't Juan Soto be nice playing for the Yankees. So now we got Juan Soto. Now what? You got Juan Soto. You got Aaron Judge. You
What
got
you call
Giancarlo Stanton, who I'm getting ready to start calling Mike Stanton again. This dude has played. Mike Stanton has played. What do you say? The equivalent of what? The in-season tournament.
the in-season tournament.
He's played the equivalent of the in-season tournament in his career with the Yankees. Like a quarter of the season, the quarter of the games, he's appeared in
Yeah.
for the Yankees. Like, and that's crazy. He's only appeared in a quarter of the games that he could have appeared in for the Yankees. That's like the in-season tournament. We don't need that. Well, we got Juan Soto. What we gonna do about pitching? I heard we trying to, post up for this the dude that the Japanese guy. Okay. What if that don't work?
It's coming here.
Then what? You know what I mean? So we just got a whole bunch of lineups. We're gonna see how they hit with runners in scoring position. We'll get into that later on down the line. But we're about to get up out of here. We appreciate y'all down in Sports Talk Tuesday nights. You know how we give it up. Salute to you. Salute to 6 Zeros. Yada Bear. Make sure y'all check out Yada Bear, man. All right, over there. You know what I mean? The 6
Salute
Zeros.
to
Getting it in.
$700 million man.
We in the building. Huh?
I said salute to the $700 million man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let me hold $10.
Can I hold something? You know what I mean? Shohei Hodani, $70 million. And then he did the smart thing. You know what I mean? He's like, what I'm gonna do with $700 million? I take about 2 of them right now. You know what I mean? And push the other shit back for another 10, 15 years. So y'all, I keep my hand in your pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Bobby Bonilla.
But it's the Dodgers. They can stand that. We're about to get up out of here, man. Down in Sports Talk, we're in the building. Salute. We'll see y'all next Tuesday. Happy holidays. Be safe out there when you do your shopping and all that good stuff like that. And respect due, man, to those people, man, who unfortunately lost their life, man, in that building collapse in the Bronx. Man, you know what I mean? So again, send one up for them. And salute. And the NBA is back in style. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And do what y'all do. We'll catch up to y'all next week. Don't go nowhere, Browski.
Peace.
And the Capitals and the Wizards are moving to Virginia.
That's crazy. That's gonna make them better.
I don't
Moving
know.
across the bridge.